too.
Election day may be over, but the divisiveness is not, with legal challenges to results by the Trump campaign already underway. The divisive nature of politics this year has led to friends, even family members, not talking to each other.
Stephen Dinkin is the president of the San Diego-based National Conflict Resolution Center and has come up with several suggestions on how to find common ground and to be able to have a conversation with your political opposite, even if it feels impossible. In a KOGO News interview, Cliff Albert asked him to explain.
What I'm really focused on is to not avoid the conversation, but to actually engage in the conversation. I think if we avoid the conversation, we're going to sort of reinforce our own ideas and remain in our own silos. So no matter how challenging it is to have the discussion with someone with a different point of view, I urge everyone to move forward with that discussion. And there are ways to do that, to have that discussion in a respectful way. And what's critical in having the discussion is to listen and to engage and to acknowledge. So the first aspect of it is to be, when you engage in a conversation with someone with a different point of view, is to be aware of your own biases, to be aware of your own body language and your own tone, because it's already contentious, so we don't want to escalate the situation even further. What we want to do is to be aware of our own body language and tone and our own biases, and then to respond respectfully to the other person's perspective. We want to listen. We want to engage in the conversation. We want to be curious, and we want to acknowledge what the other person has to say. And by acknowledging it means that we're not necessarily agreeing with their perspective. We're just acknowledging that we're hearing what the other person has to say. And when we acknowledge their perspective, the volatility and the escalation of the situation really decreases. And once we're able to do that and have really a constructive conversation, then we can begin to solve problems together. And as a nation, we're facing some of the most intractable problems that our nation has faced in many, many years. And together with different points of view, we can figure out the best path forward, but we have to do it in a constructive way.
We all have been involved in or aware of the impact of social media. So many people are posting things, saying things. What's your advice when it comes to social media and the digital communication world? Social media is one of the key factors that is exacerbating the current tensions across society. So whether it's Facebook or Instagram or other Twitter, these types of platforms are escalating the tension. And we need to remind ourselves that when we engage in that type of platform, that there is someone on the other side. So we should think about it in terms of having a conversation as if the person is right in front of us. Sometimes we engage in social media and the other person is anonymous. But in reality, if we think about the fact that what we're saying on social media is impacting someone directly, it might change the tone of our message. Are you hopeful we can all get through this? I'm very hopeful that we can get through this situation because our nation is really founded on differences and on being divided. You know, we all come from different cultures and communities and perspectives, and we can capitalize on the division if we remind ourselves that different perspectives, if discussed in a respectful way, can actually be very constructive and allow us to find out and discover solutions that can actually better our community, our neighborhoods, our state, and our nation. Let's take advantage of the differences rather than exploiting and polarizing the situation.
That was Cliff Albert reporting, and we'll be right back with your traffic and weather.